In today's video, we're going to be reviewing the brand new Mosmatic Foam Cannon. This thing is incredible. Build quality is exceptional, but there's some quirks to it that I would like to discuss, including price and all that kind of stuff. Okay guys, now before I tell you the price of this thing and you click out of it, please make sure just to stay around. I think it's a pretty educational, entertaining video regarding this thing. Yes, the price is super high, but still really cool piece. So we're gonna go ahead and look at the overall build quality right off the bat, and then we will get into some testing. I used this on a customer's vehicle the other day, and then I also used it here at my shop because I've seen two videos on this thing. One was from Chemex, and they did a review, and it didn't foam very well. And that was my initial result as well. It didn't foam very well. I came back to the shop after the customer's vehicle. I was looking around the internet, I'm like, is it supposed to be? I was thinking to myself, maybe I'm supposed to fill the thing 100% with soap and not dilute it, versus like a normal foam cannon, you would dilute to whatever ratio. With using my Rogue high foaming pH neutral soap, I use 1 ounce in 32 ounces. That's my dilution ratio, and it gets a crazy amount of foam with my QUIVR foam cannon. This one, and I'll show you guys that, the comparison between that versus this at that dilution, and it's night and day difference. However, once you switch this over to purely soap, then the results change exceptionally. The adjustment for the suction of your soap is very precise, and you can really, even though it's pure soap, you can still get a good amount of foam and have this last quite a long time. So my initial impression was not great, and then I did that and I was like, okay, that's how, I'm pretty sure that's how you're supposed to use this thing. So we're gonna talk about design of this thing now and some of the insane machining that goes into this. But right off the bat, you'll notice the cone design, and the cone design does not have any adjustment to it. There's no adjustment to the spray pattern. And that's really what got me thinking, is this made for detailing, or is it more of an industrial grade foam cannon for industrial applications? And the price reflects an industrial application. This thing retails for about $384, I think it was. Say $380 to $400, somewhere in there. Now they do have different options, and you'll see it within the SKU number of each one. And all those different options are based off of the orifice size that it comes with, so you want to spec it out to whatever pressure washer that you have. I got the 1.3 variant. So that should be the right size for my AR630 that is in my truck that I am using for this video. Now, aside from the cone, if you look at the body of it, you can see that the bottle here is surrounded by, I don't know, I think this is stainless steel, metal. And that is very nice. However, again, for a car detailer, as I was using it, I was like, man, if this thing were to come off, this is a pretty hard edge. Kind of like, you know, the whole Cybertruck thing. When those things first came out, people were like, man, the edges are really sharp and all that kind of stuff. Same idea here. I would not want this getting close to my paint on a vehicle. So keep that in mind. The bottle itself is fine. You know, I don't know what material it is. Oh, here, let's see if it'll show. It looks like it is PE, polyethylene, I guess. But it's relatively thin, so you can squeeze it. Like, I could compress this all the way down and kind of get it to stay sitting like that. As you can see, it's dented in now. Hopefully you can see that. Let me adjust the settings on the camera real quick. Oh, wrong way. There you go. So you can see it's like dented in now. So it's almost like they needed this surround to keep it all safe. However, this also gives an insanely stable platform for it to sit on. Now, I already discussed with you the nozzle adjustment. So if you crank it all the way down, you can actually see a little bit of a gap if it's all the way open. There's a little bit of gap there, and that means that soap will flow through the system. If you tighten it all the way down, it's really not gonna let any soap through, so you could use it all day and you're not gonna drain your tank. There is a sweet spot. When I was using it diluted, and again, I'll get to all that footage here shortly. When I was using it diluted, I had it wide open. I was trying to get the most foam out of it as I could. It sucked through the amount in the bottle pretty quickly and didn't give the best foam. However, when I went to full soap, this was fantastic because I could really fine tune it to the foam that I was happy with, and then it drew the solution through nice and slowly, so you got a lot of work time out of it. Now, to me, the absolute best part about this thing is the machining quality of the material. So in order to release the pin, it's a quick connect type of system, and you just pull here, and it drops out, and that's it. It's very simple. So you just have this little ridge that little piece snaps into. You have one little O-ring here, gasket that goes around. The inside is just machined beautifully, absolutely perfect. And I don't like the release process as much, but when you're securing it back on, it's the most satisfying thing ever. Boom, done. Super clean, like no wiggle to it. It's really, really nice. Now again, to release, you do kind of have to hold 2 hands, but this is unbelievable. Really, really high quality. Now previously, the best quick connect style option for a foam cannon would be the IMJOSHV SV3. So basically, all you do is twist. It's like a quarter turn system, and it drops right out. The reason I really like this too is that you can see it sitting there, and as you twist, it sucks itself in right there, nice and smooth. So then you see it drop out when I loosen, right there, and then sucks itself back in. That is the best quick connect I've ever come across for sure. This one, the reinstallation of the quick connect is insane. I like that better. Again, just from releasing it, I don't like as much, but the connection, I'm gonna say that a million times, it's so good. Okay, so with all that said, build quality, as you can see, is really, really good. It better be at that price, right? But let's go ahead and get into the actual use case of this. So again, like I said, I was at a customer's house getting ready to work on a vehicle. So first up, I'm going to use my QUIVR foam cannon because I'm used to the dilution ratio and everything in that foam cannon. So I wanted to get it set up, use that to show you guys, and then I'll transfer that exact solution over into the Mosmatic foam cannon, so we get a direct comparison, no inconsistencies at all. We know exactly the dilution. So here we go with the QUIVR foam cannon. As you can see, spraying onto the vehicle. Again, this vehicle is ceramic coated, and as you can see, it's getting fantastic foam. It's sticking onto the panel really, really well. So everything's good to go as I'm used to with this foam cannon and soap setup. Now, let's test the Mosmatic in that situation. Again, 1 ounce to 32 ounces. And I'm going to pour that directly into the Mosmatic bottle now, and we're gonna go and use this. Now, in the beginning, I was trying to play with it a little bit, figure out what's the best ratio on the dial to get the most amount of foam. Again, in this situation though, I had to have it wide open so it was drawing the most amount of product out of the bottle. And as you can see here, guys, again, this vehicle is ceramic coated, so it is fighting off some of the soap anyway. But the soap is just not super, super thick at all. It's very runny, very kind of sparse. The spray pattern on this thing isn't a perfect fan. It's just kind of like, it's definitely nice and wide, but it's not like a precise fan like some other foam cannons. And I was really kind of let down at that. I expected a lot more foam. When I saw that, I was like, okay, this thing's not for car detailing. This is specifically for industrial applications. Again, then I went home, or back to the shop, I started doing some research, found another video online that was getting really, really thick foam. So I said, okay, let's try this with soap directly and no dilution. So here we go, let's go ahead and go over to that footage right now. All right, guys, so it's actually the next day, and I wanted to be very, very specific about this thing because, again, the build quality on this thing is unbelievable. And I saw one video that was showing this thing, it was actually from Chemex, and he got very, very similar results to what I got about the runniness of the soap. However, I did see another channel that used it, and they got nice, thick foam. That channel, I believe, is a possible distributor for Mosmatic, just because the car they were washing was a Mosmatic truck, had logos on it. But my thought process was, well, maybe they used it, maybe it's meant to be used with soap straight. So that's what we're gonna do. We're not gonna dilute this down at all. We're just gonna let the actual foam cannon do the diluting. So I'm not gonna fill this whole thing up because I don't wanna go through all of my soap. That would be, if it's 32 ounces, this is 32 ounces, that would be the whole thing, and I don't wanna go through that much soap. But we'll leave it there so we have enough in there. The straw will go in. Again, guys, this is a nice flexible silicone straw. It doesn't have the weighted option, so it still stays pretty straight. It's not gonna fall into the solution, but it is a nice quality straw for sure. So again, the best part about this thing is the precision of how it's built. Just to put the top on, like, so satisfying. So again, we have the water adjustment here on how much flow of soap is gonna come through. So let's go ahead and test this out with the product straight to see if we can get it to foam more. All right, guys, so here we go. We're gonna go ahead and install this thing. Okay, again, so if you screw it all the way to the left, this comes out. I believe that's gonna let more
flow, more soap flow through the system. Let me close it off as much as I can. And we're gonna pull the trigger. It should be pretty watery. Yeah, like all water. So you can, that's pretty cool. You can actually take out pretty much all of the soap. So we're gonna open it all the way up now. Again, that's gonna pull soap way faster, so that's not ideal, but just to see what kind of soap foam production we can get. Yeah, way, way, way better. Now it does kind of go on like more splattered than just like a complete blanket compared to other foam cannons. But yes, you can get really heavy foam. You can. So that's interesting. It's just, you got to use the product straight, which means you're going to use a lot of product. So let me go ahead and pull this back a little bit, maybe about halfway right there. Test that. Still not bad at all, guys. You keep, okay, so there it goes bad. Right there is good. Let's check the dilution. I'm gonna try and keep it straight so you guys can see how quickly the solution goes away. All right, guys, that didn't make it budge very much at all. So I think the answer is use it straight, and then this thing's all, you can rinse it out and everything. So yeah, I think you would just store your product in there, I guess, and then just use it as needed. You could even just pop the top off. Hang on, let me pull that trigger. There we go. And then probably rinse this part out. Probably just go ahead and let this run through just to get that cleared out. Okay. And then you could just store it like this. It'd be nice if they gave a little cap that could hold on to that, but that's the way to do it apparently. That's how you would get thicker foam with this unit.
All right, guys, so there you have it. In my opinion, yeah, definitely just use it full soap. Again, I think it'll last in there for a significant amount of time. Now you are using like my QUIVR Rogue soap. I sell that in a 32-ounce size, so one whole bottle is gonna go into this thing, but you would definitely get multiple washes out of it if you dial that in correctly. One other thing to note is because I crushed the bottle in, I was able to get most of it out, but there is still this little piece here that's dented. You can actually remove the collar here. Again, the machining on this is just insane. It's so nice. And then we can remove this guy, and then I can remove this guy, and then there's just the bottle. But again, like, I mean, pretty weak bottle. If it didn't have that surround on it, it wouldn't be great. But because it does, it's a total moot point. Just wanted to point that out for you guys so you know what to expect if you do purchase this thing. So there you go, guys. There is your review of the Mosmatic Foam Cannon. Is it the ultimate choice for the everyday detailer? I don't think so, personally. I think it's definitely gonna have its applications. It's just for the everyday detailer, I think it's overkill. Again, the build quality is a little bit overkill, all this metal. Again, I don't want that near my paint. And then the limited resource for the cone is the other reason I wouldn't go this route, aside from price. But again, for those that do need something like this, it's really, really, really nice. The machining, the build quality is absolutely phenomenal. So that's it for today's video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please make sure to like the video, make sure you subscribe, turn on that notification bell, and we will see you guys on the next one.